Welcome back, everyone. This is the Cardman's Cards. I am the Cardman, and this is Cardtastic. Again, silly joke. Today we're going to be going over Raptor. They just got new support in the latest set. At the time of recording, it hasn't come out yet. By the time this should go up, it should be out. God, what is the name of that? I can just look. This is from that set. I mean, look, give me a moment. That's right. Phantom Nightmare. That's what that is. I'm a silly man. But yeah, it has a bunch of UFL support and other things, but Raptor got a couple new cards. 7. Hold on. 7. Can I do 7? Hold on. Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7. 7 new cards, which are all played. They're all good. They're all very good. But yeah, deck profile of the new support. No longer need to play any of the more brickier options, but some of those options are still viable if you want to play this a different way. But for right now, this is my list. You can definitely play this different ways if you so choose. But instead of just talking about it, how about I show you guys? First, we're going to start with one of the new cards. It's a new monster. Get used to me saying Darkwing Beast, because it's going to happen a lot. We're also level 4 Darkwing Beast, because 90% of the effects are Darkwing Beasts, or do things with Darkwing Beasts. So, we'll start with Raptor Bloom Vulture. It's a level 4 Darkwing Beast. Oh my god, surprising. This basically, not basically, it does. It doesn't basically do anything. But Bloom Vulture allows you, if you control no face-up monsters other than winged beasts, you can special summon both this card and one Raptor monster from your hand. If you control no monsters, you can target 2 level 4 or lower Raptor monsters, including this card, and so summon them in defense position. You can only use each effect of Bloom Vulture once per turn, and only once that turn. So you get one effect and only one effect per turn, but it allows you to give you 2 bodies on the field for one effect. Very helpful when it comes to the other cards in the deck, as they're all Darkwing Beasts. Next, we're going to move to Noir Lanius. It's the black one, even though it's purple. Noir Lanius, another level 4 Darkwing Beast. I wonder what this deck's going to be doing if they're all level 4s. I wonder. During the main phase, if this card is no more special summoned, you can target one Raptor monster you control, add one Raptor monster with a different level than the original monster targeted. So you can add, so say you target a 4, you can add 3, 2, 1. If you target a 5, you can add 4, 3, or 2, or 1. And it has a second effect. You can banish it from the grave. All Raptor monsters on the field can go up by 1. Sorry, you can increase or decrease. So you can go up or down the level by 1 when you banish it, so it gives you easier access to 5s and 3s, even though none of the 3s are any good. So it helps you level modulate if you get stuck anywhere in the combo. It also gives you almost a free body depending on which ones you search, as most of the ones that are searchable are free in their summoning. Bit of an older one, we have Raptor Tribute Lanius, still a very good card. During the main phase, this card is no more special summoned. Shock. You can send one Raptor monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then during main phase 2, if this card is destroyed opponent's monster by battle, this turn you can add one rank up magic quick play spell from the deck to your hand. Also, you can special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except Raptor monsters. You can only use each effect of Raptor Tribute Lanius once per turn. You're never going to use this second effect, just to let you know. It never comes up. I've been playing this deck for probably like 10 years now. It never comes up. Its first effect is the only one that really matters, because it allows you to send monsters to grave that you want to activate effects from the grave. And then we have Strangle Lanius, which is another 3 of. If I haven't mentioned, so far everything's been 3 of. So 3 Bloom, 3 Noir, 3 Tribute, and now 3 Strangle. If I didn't already mention that, I might not have. I don't remember. Yay. Go math. 3 Strangle Lanius, another Darkwing Beast. Oh no. Ooh. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Sorry. If you control a dark monster, he's a free summon, but it locks you into darks, which is perfectly fine. If you control an Ixie monster with the dark Ixie monster as material, you can target one level 4 or lower Raid-Raptor monster from your graveyard, summon it, but its effects are negated, and you can only use each effect of Raid-Raptor string release once per turn. So this allows you to get 2 bodies on the field with his effects, because he can summon himself and summon another one from grave if you have a Raid-Raptor monster with another dark Ixie as material, which you should most of the time, due to the fact of how they play. And then we have 3 Vanishing Lanius, an older card that wasn't used for a little while just because it was kind of clunky. Another dark level 4 Winged Beast. Once per turn, during the main phase, if this card is normal or special summoned, this turn you can special summon level 4 or lower Raid-Raptor monster from your hand. So it allows you to summon more monsters out for free. And then we have 3 Fuzzy Laniuses. Fuzzy is an older card, again, that wasn't necessarily good because it locked you into Raid-Raptors, but now that you're mostly only playing Raid-Raptors, there's like one exception to it, it's very good. If you control Raid-Raptor monster other than Fuzzy itself, you can special summon with this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the grave, you can add one Raid-Raptor Fuzzy Lanius from the deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Raid-Raptor Fuzzy Lanius once per turn. You can also special summon monsters from the extra deck either. Special summon from this turn, you activate either of this card's effects, except Raid-Raptor monsters. So it locks you into Raid-Raptor monsters from the extra deck, which is perfectly fine. Special summon Raid-Raptor monster, which is perfectly fine, because the other summon we don't run, let me slow down a minute. The other monster we summon that's an extender is a normal summon instead of a special. I'm just going like this a lot. Woo, 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 woo. Sorry if that bothers anybody. And then, now we're going to run a trio of one-ofs, because they're all good, but you don't need many of them. Let's start off with the most painful one. Pain Lanius. Surprise, level 1 Darkwing Beast. Haha, I caught you off guard. Ah, tweet tweet. Sorry, if you find this video terribly, I guess the word is cringe. I don't know what that word technically means. Apparently, what I did, it should be it. Not 100% sure. But apparently to my friend Dude Bro Man, I am that, so thumbs up, I guess. Woot woot, as the kids say. I sound old now. Anyways, back to my edgy birds. And they are edgy because they're Darkwing Beasts with a bunch of edges. Anyways, level 1, you can target. Cannot be used. Sorry, let me read his first condition. Cannot be used as Ixie material for an Ixie summon, except for an Ixie summon Winged Beast type monster. If this card is in your hand, you can target one Raid-Raptor monster you control that has a level, take damage equal to its attack or defense, whichever is lower, but choice if tied. And if you do, special summon this card, and if you do that, this card level becomes the current level of the targeted monster. You can use each effect of Raid-Raptor Pain Lanius once per turn. So it allows you to target one of your Raid-Raptor monsters, take a little damage, and summon it. I have not gone over the stats of most of these cards, because I really haven't needed to, because they don't really do much on their own, because you're going to be summoning a lot of shit from the extra deck. Most of them aren't bad. Like, this is 500. Hold on. I can just go over them real quickly, like this. Fuzzy is 515. Vanishing is 1316. 1611. Tribute is 184. Noir is 16.5, and then Bloom is 319. So not necessarily all terrible. So at least 600 at the max, 300 at the minimum. But yeah, so good cards in their own right. Pain is a very good one because it's searched off in Noir, which allows you just basically summon it for free. Then we go into Mimicry or Mimicry or whatever the hell you want to call it. But again, level 4 Darkwing Beast, 11, 19. Once per turn during the main phase, if this card is no more special summoned, this turn you can increase the levels of Raid-Raptor monsters you control currently by 1. You're never going to use that effect. Never. Just because this card is normally in the grave. During your main phase, if this card is in the grave because of center this turn, you can banish this card or add one Raid-Raptor card from the deck to the hand, except Raid-Raptor Mimicry Lanius. You can use each effect of Raid-Raptor Mimicry Lanius once per turn. So it allows you to banish itself to add your Raid-Raptor spell or traps or cards in general to give you more extension. Lastly, Heel Eagle, a dark level 3 winged beast. This is if all monsters you control are rated different monsters, minimum 1. If summon this card from the hand, you can banish this card from the graveyard and the target one rated different monster. One rated spell or trap in the grave, add it to the hand. You can only use each effective rated after Heel Eagle per turn. So again, just free extension, very good, and also you can add your raid for spell and trap, raid raptor spell and trap back. That's a hard thing to say. Off of it, and then next up, they aren't raid raptors, but again, they're Darkwing Beasts, level 4 Darkwing Beasts too. Samorg, Bird of Perfection. None of the other Samorg cards are really worth running. You can try if you like, but they're not really worth it. 2 of this, you really don't need a third. 2 is fine. It's just for purely extension to get another name on the field. You can cut this and run other cards if you like. You can run more of these, or you can run like a Singing Lanius or something else if you so incline. But these work just as well. If a winged beast monster, while this stays up on the field, this is also a wind attribute. You can only use each of the following effects of Samorg Bird of Perfection once per turn. During the main phase, if you normal special summon a winged beast monster, you can reveal this card in your hand. May these have effective resolves. Normal summon one Samorg monster. If this card is normal summon, you can send one Samorg monster from your deck to the grave. Add one Samorg spell or trap to your deck, from deck to hand. So this gives you a free extension anytime you summon a winged beast, which all of them are winged beasts, if you didn't realize. Just to get another level 4 on the board, if you didn't realize we're doing rank 4s. Winged beasts, rank 4s. Mainly winged beasts. Just gives you another extension. You could run some more spell or trap if you really felt like it. You could run the field spell, which just gives you an additional normal if you control a winged beast at the time. Or you can run the trap Sky Battle, that has to attack the highest level attack winged beast monster you currently control, which normally is going to be one of your ACs. But you don't necessarily have to. It's helpful, but not needed. So, then on to... these technically are hand traps. I should have put them a little bit further back. Some DD Crows. You can technically run a third of this if you cut some other cards, but you necessarily don't have to. I run 2 for now. I might change it, might not. Haven't decided yet. Dark Winged Beast, level 1. But quick effect, you can discard this card, then target one card your opponent one card in your opponent's grave. Banish it, just so you can get rid of some stuff in your opponent's grave. They're searchable off all the card effects because they're Dark Winged Beasts. So very helpful if need be. And then we're going to go into one of the new cards that came out in Phantom Nightmare, Raid Raptor Roost. It's basically an upgraded version of Nest. They found their nest, now they have to roost. Continuous spell. The Raid Raptor monster is special summon from the extra deck to your field, except during the damage step. You can add one Raid Raptor spell or trap from the deck to the hand. As a second effect, you can I think it's target, right? Yeah, target 3 of your banished or in the grave Raid Raptor monsters. Put them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and then draw 1 card. You can only use each effective Raid Raptor Roost per turn. So this allows you to draw into more cards in addition to putting your other names back. And then we have 3 rank up spells. You can run less, more, whatever you feel like. At least I will say these 2 are kind of mandatory for right now. This is optional. I could definitely say taking this out for another DD Crow, Allure of Darkness. No, Allure of Darkness is over here. See? Allure. Ooh, so tempting. That's going to lure you into the darkness. Again, sorry. You can also run the other trap, which I've been thinking about, which I have right here. Raid Raptor's Phantom Knight's Claw. It's a counter trap. It's just a monster effect negate, but again, searchable and easily gettable. That's a word. Pretend that's a word. But you can also run Soul Shave instead if you like. It's just another rank up spell. I'm going to go over them pretty quickly because they're all pretty simplistic. Skip Force. You can target one rated XC monster you control, so summon one from the extra deck that is 2 ranks higher than the one used for material. This special summon is considered an Ixie summon. Attach the Ixie monster attached to it as material. Also, the big helmet is Ixie. Each material of the summoned monster. During the main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the grave, you can banish this card. Raid Raptor monsters, you can and one Raidaptor monster from the grave. And target one Raidaptor Ixie monster you can in your grave special summon it. So this allows you to get your Ixies back if need be, but banishing itself in one monster for its cost. Soul Shave. Pay half your life points and target one Raidaptor Ixie monster in your grave. Special summon it. Then special summon one from the special summon on the extra deck one Ixie monster that is 2 ranks higher than the monster by using it as material. This is considered special summon is considered an Ixie summon. And lastly, we have the new one. Rise up, rank up. Rise, rank up, magic. I'm gonna get this right. I swear to God. Rise, rank up, Magic Raidaptor's Force. It's a quick play spell. During the main phase, or your opponent's battle phase, target 2 or more Raidaptor Ixie monsters you control or in your grave, including a monster on the field, and if at least 2. Wait, hold on. I'm reading this real weird. During the main phase or battle phase, target 2 or more Ixie monsters you control, and or in your graveyard, including a monster on the field, if at least 2 remaining face up at resolution. That's a weird way to word that. There's someone right after Ixie monster from your extra deck with rank equal to the combined ranks. If you do, attach the targeted monsters to it as materials. This is treated as an Ixie summon. Transfer the materials of the summon to the summoned monster. You can only activate one rank up rise rank up magic Raidaptor's Force per turn. That was hard to say. The reason this is such a good addition to the archetype because it allows you to add it and get it back from the grave due to the effect that it has Raidaptors in the name now, as most of them didn't prior. So it's very good. It helps you also make their new boss monster, the new rank 13 guy. So, very helpful. Next up is a couple spells. These are just non-specific archetype spells at this point in time. Lower Darkness. 2 of them. Just draw. Draw 2. Banish the dark. Hold decks, Darkwing Beast, so simplistic. Very easy to use. One Called by the Grave. Very good card. If you can run this and you don't, I don't know why you don't. It helps you get over hand traps and other nonsense. Very good. Target one monster opponent's grave, banish it, and if you do, its effects are negated until the end of the next turn. If its effects are negated as well, the activation effects on the field of the monster with the same original name. So basically, all names of that card are turned off. So yeah, good card. Wish it was at 2. I know why it's not at 2, but I wish it was. And then, random out of left field, Magical Midbreaker Field. This deck has a hard time with things that target, mainly like Imperm and Veiler. That's the other one. Imperm and Veiler. You don't necessarily run the Terraforming because it's a lot of brickiness. But this allows you, at the start of the main phase 1 or main phase 2, you can play this, and then your opponent cannot, neither player can target opponent's cards, which is fine, because none of your shit targets. Other than your own stuff. And also, until main phase 2, by the way. And also neither player can target monsters opponent controls. You cannot activate or set field spells. So, this is the only field spell you run. You don't need anything else. You don't necessarily have to run this. It's just a fun tech option. And then the new trap, right after, this is originally Barrage. You got a name change, or technically the correct translation. Glorious Bright, which has Ultimate Falcon shooting a giant sphere of death and destruction. If you control a Raidaptor monster, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, or if you control a Raidaptor Ixie monster, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate the card's effect until the end of the turn, and you can banish this card from the graveyard, and target one of your Raidaptor monsters that is banished, or in your grave, add it to the hand. You can only use each effect of Raidaptor Glorious Bright effect per turn, and only once that turn. So it's an Omni-Negate. A very good Omni-Negate. Sad it's not a counter trap, but that's okay. It's a very good Omni-Negate. And you're more likely always going to have one from the extra deck, so it's an Omni-Negate. If you don't, it's just a Monster Negate. And then we're going to go into some hand traps. 3 Ash, just because Ash is Ash-tastic, I guess? I don't know. Ash is just good. Your opponent summons a card from hand to, deck to grave, summons from deck to field, alright? Is that summon, right? You just summon the deck, or adds a card from deck to hand. You can negate it. And then 3 monster effect negates is imperm. Just turn things off. So, that is everything for the main deck. We're going to go into the extra deck, which has a lot of Darkwing Beasts, as you would have guessed. At least I would hope so. 2-wise, you can run a third. I don't find it necessary, but you can. Whenever he is summoned, you can summon a dark. I believe it says dark level 4 or lower. A level 4 Darkwing Beast monster from your deck in defense position, but its effects are negated. And then it has an additional effect if a Raptor Ixie monster effect. Right? Let me reread this. Your Raptor Ixie monster effect is activated. Set 1 rank up magic spell directly from your deck. And if it's a quick play, it can be activated this turn. You can only use each effect of Raptor Y-Strix once per turn. So it's not necessarily locked behind anything, but each of its effects are once per turn. So, 2 4-Strix. You can run a third of this, if you so choose, by decreasing one of the other ones in here. It's probably better to do that than what I'm doing, but it's just an add. It allows you to detach 1 material from this card, add a level 4 or lower level 4 Darkwing Beast monster from your deck to the hand. Has an additional effect of gains 500 attack and defense for each winged beast monster you currently control, except itself. So you can make this thing pretty beefy pretty quickly. 2 Raiders Knights. It's a really good card. It is considered Phantom Knights and rank up. You can detach 1 material from this card, especially one from the extra deck. The Phantom Knights rank up or Ixie Dragon Ixie monster is 1 rank higher or lower than this card. By using this face-up card as material, or destroy it during the end phase. Opponent's next end phase. This is treated as an Ixie summon. Transfers materials to the summoned monster. Because this effect of Raiders Knight once per turn. So it allows you to go into higher or lower ranks of what you want. 1 Arc Rebellion. This is mainly for OTK, because you detach 1, gains attack of all other monsters on the field, and go poke. They lose. It has other effects. They're not necessarily needed, but I'll read them to you anyways. This Ixie summon card cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can detach 1 material from this card. This card gains attack equal to the total original attack of all other monsters on the field. And if this card has a Dark Ixie monster as material, negate the other effects of all other face-up monsters on the field. After this effect resolves, you cannot declare attacks with other monsters of the rest of the turn, other than Arc Rebellion. You can only use this effect of Arc Rebellion, Ixie Dragon, per turn. 2 Brave allows you to detach a material, add a rank up, adds a rank up spell or trap or a raid raid raptor. Let me rephrase. Let me re-speak. Let me speak again. The spoken must end. Man, I cannot talk. You can only use the following effect of right after Brave Strix per turn and only once that turn. You can detach 1 material from this card, set 1 Raid Raptor spell or trap from the deck to the hand. If this card has a winged beast monster as material, you can detach 1 material from this card, add 1 rank up magic spell from your deck to the hand. So you can either set 1 Raid Raptor spell or trap, or add a rank up spell or trap if you have a winged beast. It has another effect. The Ixie monster, this card has material, gains the effect that it gains attack equal to the rank times 100. So, good for adding cards. You want to add your Skip Force with this, or the other one, if you already have Skip Force. Then 1 Arsenal. Arsenal allows you to detach 1 Ixie material from itself. There's someone at level 4 or lower Darkwing Beast from the deck. It can attack up to the number of times during each battle phase if this raid number of monsters has material. If this card is sent to the graveyard or has a Raid Raptor monster as material, you can special summon 1 Raid Raptor Ixie monster from the grave except Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon, and if you do, attach this card as material. So it allows you to cheese out some of your other Raid Raptor monsters. One satellite cannon. It's a Harpies. If this card is Ixie summoned by using a raptor monster as material, you can destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. During either player's turn, you can detach one material from this card, and the target one face-up monster on the field. Opponent controls it loses 800 attack for each raptor monster in your graveyard. This is mainly to trigger your Wise effect during your opponent's turn, and also to destroy their spell and traps. Then 2 Ultimate Falcon. You can decrease one of these to throw in another force if you like. I run 2 just because I don't have another force. It's a big towers. It is unaffected by all other card effects. You can detach one material from this card. Your opponent's monsters lose 1,000 attack, and your opponent can also not activate card and effects cannot be activated until the. Let me reread this. Unaffected by other card effects, you can detach 1 Ixie material from this card, and the rest of the turn, all monsters your opponent controls will lose 1,000 attack. Also, your opponent cards and effects cannot be activated. If this card is a raptor monster as Ixie material, it gains its effect. Once per turn during the end phase, make all monsters your opponent control lose 1,000 attack. If your opponent controls no monsters, face-up monsters inflict 1,000 instead. Burn to the ground. And then 2 of the new rank 13. Raptor Rising Rebellion Falcon. I'm going to read this thing's material just because of how silly it is. 5 level 13 wing beast monsters. Unaffected by other card effects. If this card is Ixie summoned, which it should be, you can destroy as many cards as your opponent controls as possible. Then if this card has 3 or more raptor monsters as material, different names, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined original attack of the destroyed monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 3 materials from this card. Target one raptor Ixie monster you control in your grave gains that monster's effects until the end of the turn. So it allows you to duplicate your other Ixie's monster's effects until the end of the turn. So you can target your arsenal and you can summon another one from another level 4 Darkwing Beast from deck. So very helpful. Big boss. I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, that is the new Raptor stuff. You can definitely play around with it if you like. But it's very good. I was just at a pre-release the other night. That's where I got most of the stuff. I took second at the pre-release. Hopefully going to do that again. Yay, go me. Not another pre-release, but just another tournament-esque. But yeah, if you have any other questions or concerns about these edgy birds, leave it down in the comments. And until next time, this has been Raptor. I plan to do a combo video here shortly. This is silly. The whole end board is 1 card, by the way. Just to let you know, it's 1 card combo. Which is hilarious. But I will see you in that one. And until next time, this has been Raptors. I'm the Card Man. Keep collecting.